legacy. Please, can you mute the VOP TV channel, please? I beg you. Wherever you are there, the hallback is coming here. Please mute the VOP TV channel. Please. Thank you. So, a nation builds its own legacy. A nation builds its own capacity. Please, I beg the VOP TV channel because it's bleeding back into what I'm saying here. I beg you. I beg you. Whoever you are at the back end, I beg you. Please do this. Amen? Good. So, like I was saying, the legacy matter a great deal. The legacy of a nation and an individual is the sum total of what they have done and what they use their lives to impact. If they don't do anything in their lifetime, we cannot now change legacies for them. We cannot change legacies for them. Because changing legacies will be tantamount to lying. We have to be able to say it the way it is. So, what we should beg the leadership of nations is the fact that they should please do right so that we don't have to lie about their legacies. And that's why we beg all and sundry that we must be upright and do right. I know it's a difficult order, but we must be upright and do right. As it is today, what will befall the legacy of our nation? Will it be seen as a nation where the leaders live large at the expense of the suffering people? Will it be seen as a nation where the leaders have so much, but the people have so little? Will it be seen as a nation where the leaders get the better share of the bargain at the expense of the people? Will it be seen as a nation of injustice and lack of fairness? Is that going to be a befitting legacy to our nation, and a nation that is not just to its people? A nation that is not fair to its people? Today on the show, I have a story of somebody that was unfairly treated, and we will play the interview. Our nation has now become a nation where when some people threaten others, the leaders look away. But when some people threaten others, they get arrested. Leading up to the last election, somebody once threatened a particular race, and the police authority did say that they were joking. Only over the weekend, some governor threatened that people should not come to his state without telling him. But when they are killing the citizens in his state, he will claim that he's just chief security officer in name because all the power comes from the top and he doesn't have access to the paraphernalia of security. And the shocking thing is that in that state, a lot of its citizens are being killed on a daily basis, but this governor has not been able to provide security or fight for them. These are the vestiges of a nation whose legs are shaking because of unfairness. Vestige of a failing nation, a nation where integrity has been relegated and politicking wins every day at the expense of the people. In that nation, you can't see grace because grace comes to a society where its leaders care for the poor. A society that understands that a society is only as great as its weakest link. The strength of Nigeria is in how Nigeria treats the poor in Nigeria. A society that cannot give dignity and help to the poor is not fit to become a society. Being poor shouldn't relegate you. Being poor should be a concern for your leaders that bring people out of poverty. It's not a big deal. A lot of people were poor in China many years ago, but their leaders worked out how to bring them out of poverty, even if their society does not afford the level of freedom and fairness our society does. A society that doesn't care for the poor. And that's why we must rally around the poor. And that's why what we also do on this show is help a lot of people that are down. I submit to you today that the man we all jointly raised money for, over 10 million naira, for cancer treatment, has started his cancer treatment. By the grace of God, he went through his first phase of chemotherapy. Before now, he had no money. He had told himself that cancer should come kill him. But because God gave us the grace and all these things I do, I don't take glory for it because it's the grace God has given me to be able to even point at these cases. Anything, the platform God has given me is the grace. And for me, I see helping people as a privilege from God. Because if I don't yield myself, God will use somebody else. At the grace of God, we're able to raise over 10 million naira plus my own funds. And we started the treatment. He's done the first phase of chemotherapy. We've checked up on patients, he's doing good. God bless the doctors. We'll continue with another phase. Tests are going on because chemotherapy is not just a straightforward thing. You have to be doing tests, kidney tests, all the sample tests. The doctor sent all the details to me. But my joy is I want a country where we'll have a viable health insurance that will pay for chemotherapy without people raising the money. That's where a country should be. And why do I talk about health insurance? I'll tell you a little bit of myself. Both of my parents went through a lot of conditions. My mom was unwell before she passed, and she had to be in and out of the hospital. If we had not had some financial wherewithal, it will be difficult. My father too was unwell, and I have seen the plight people face in hospitals. Little wonder that one of the first things I built, apart from a library education, is a health outreach center. And that the next month, we are also going to be doing some outreach where we help people in the village. And I see the challenges. Apart from that, in over 10 years of doing this show, I've raised hundreds of millions for people's healthcare. I'm so a nation that would make it possible for its citizens to walk into a hospital with a health insurance scheme. That's the kind of nation. And how is it going to be paid for? That's a good question. I have a couple of ideas. It should necessarily be in the hands of criminals because we shouldn't hear story. Because I believe if we can collect these monies in the ports and number one, use it for massive drug procurements based on needs assessment for the thousands of healthcare centers in partnership with the states, subnationals, and the federal government, and have a network of hospitals. Probably put over 2,000 primary healthcare centers there. And just like a registration card, people can come on board. And maybe like a monthly subscription charge of minimal amount, maybe 150 naira, that might be removed from your recharge every month is going to be perfect. But the vestiges of a nation that is not falling is a nation that can care for its poor. I'm more concerned about the poor people because the true expression of every nation is the nation's poor. What's the livelihood of the nation's poor? Today, because of level of inflation, I go to roadside joints to buy food for people. It's also part of our food scheme. We do that from time to time on the streets. We've done that in and around Falmore area. Do we even have a directory of jobless and unemployed people in every local government area of the country? Do we have that directory? So, because when government says they are doing a conditional cash transfer, who are we sending these monies to? There's been a lot of debates about the register. So, do we have a directory of unemployed people? Do we have? And if you're unemployed, do you think that you're on that directory? And on that directory, we need to have a national conference on the poor. We don't talk about the poor enough. Until the plight of the poor bothers us as a nation, then we are not ready to grow. Until the plight of the poor bothers us as a nation. And you see, you might even have a job, but you're poor. Because just wait for one illness. That's when you know you're poor. Wait for one illness. We don't pray for it. Maybe you have a bout of cancer that you might have to do a lot of chemotherapy and they say bring 10 million naira out. That's when you know you're poor. Hey. And that'll be my priority. Do these guys even think of the poor? Because in the next election cycle, they will come and tell you all sorts of promises. But are we thinking? And like I said last week, as we're going through the election cycle, if we're not doing, people should press for electoral reforms. But today, let us talk. Are these guys thinking of do they even know the poor? Because the problem is, and I tell you this, the problem is most of your leaders that have even stolen government money, they don't even know they're poor themselves. Because of economic viability, so they think money is a defense and everything. But guess what? Because the economy is poorly run, the money they steal, they will lose the value of the money. Look at the value of inflation. Do you know because of inflation and devaluation, most of those that stole, let's say, 100 billion in 2023, do you know the value of that 100 billion today? Because of devaluation. The value of that 100 billion they stole in 2023 today is 50 billion. So they themselves, I didn't mean to go back. So to show you, I know what poor people are going through. For about 250 naira. Yes, 2015, 2016, 2017. What is Pademini Gupa? Pademini Gupa is okra soup, little palm oil, not like your lasiko, but with a lot of water, so that will be enough for people to share and to be able to eat like a morsel of eba. Put panla fish, you tear panla fish inside. It's called Pademini Gupa because when you dip your eba in the okra soup and you eat it, because there's a lot of water in it, the water will draw to your elbow here, and people will normally lick it up while you're eating. That's why it's called pademini. And you have a soup. That's one of the quickest austerity soup. You buy okra, you grate it. But today, how much is even okra? Can you buy okra 100 naira, 150? Will it be sufficient? So even the cost of making a bowl of pademini gupa before has gone up. And while our leaders keep using fear and division to deceive us, because when you are eating your pademini gupa and your brother from another ethnic group comes and he joins you and you eat in joy and harmony, that time you do not remember that you are not from the same ethnic group. When you are both poor and suffering, it don't remind you are not from the same ethnic group. But why is that? Is during the elections they will remind you and you fall for the lies. In a bid to be able to do what is unfair now, they are now changing the names of some streets in some areas. And you wonder what is going on. So the same brother that you eat with, when it's election time, they'll tell you, remind you it's not from you. It's not from your area. But you forgot that that man that your politicians are telling you to fight, he was there for you when you were poor, when your politicians will never be there for you. The best they will be able to do for you is during the election time when they give you Diboke Sebe, when they give you 3 or 4, 5,000. But today, I can tell you how many pots of Pademi Nigupa can that 10,000 give you? Ejakika is going to over 1,000 naira now to get a decent one. So if you buy that, you buy okra, you buy the pepper, that's going to over 2,000. Even if you want to have a liking of meat and you say, okay, let's buy what they call ashame, which is biscuit bone. You can't buy anything ashame less than, 1,500, 2,000. That's even if you see. Have you been to the market recently? Have you told them to cut meat 5,000 naira for you? Do you know what it feels like? So if you want to have a proper pademi, you go and put meat. You can't even get something good out of it. You dare not even say you want to buy Titus, ice fish. You can't. So if somebody now gives you 10,000 on election day, they can't even cook you very good soup 3 times. Even if they make it 20,000, it cannot give you 5 pots of pademi gukpa. And it depends on how many times you eat it. If you eat it in the afternoon, you try to eat it in the night, pray you don't have visitor. Because if you have visitor and visitor eats it once more, the soup is over. Or if you put egu burger in it, or biscuit bone, achame egun, or pademi gukpa, if visitor come and you say, okay, let's do visitor, at least you know how to put one meat inside soup of it. By the time you put 2 meat inside soup for visitor, things are over. Things are over. So the money they are giving you that election day, do not allow them take your vote away, because it can't even buy you anything. Inflation has eaten it. And that's why I'm giving you this awareness, vestiges of a failure. Because see, they will very soon, politicians will come and tell you their lies. For them, is the perpetuation of their bourgeoisie nature. So the truth is that Diboke Sebed, when they are giving you election, is not even capable. What will give you lasting prosperity is a leader that will not use inflation to kill you, so that at least your money will be worth something, that will provide jobs opportunity, that will provide health care. Because healthcare is mandatory. You think you are rich, even if you have 1 million naira in your savings, wait till where you are sick. If you go to any small hospital to treat a persistent level of malaria today, you can't spend less than 10, 15,000 naira on treating malaria. Let's say you are a minimum wage earner, you even earn 100, 200,000 every month, and you have 3 to 4 kids, and 3 of them have malaria almost at the same time, and you have to take them to the hospital to treat them. Maybe you tried Agbo, it didn't work out. And you yourself, because of the stress of Nigeria, you still have to buy BP medicine as an elderly person. Amlodipine that was 700 before is 3,600. That's not even the what's it called? That's not even the, if you are buying a brand, another prominent brand that used to be 3,600 before, it's close to 10,000. If you have an infection, augmentin is over 10,000. How do I know all of these prices? I work in that ecosystem. We do a lot of outreaches. We buy drugs for elderly people and for people. So I know the prices. That's why one time like that, I was partnering with my friend's pharmacy. People were getting discounts of drugs. Why is drug prices going on? Inflation. I understand the poor. I work with the poor. I live with the poor. A lot of your leaders that come to campaign to you, they will not understand all of this. They don't get it. They don't know this life again. So you earn 150,000. God smiles at you. You are even okay. Let's push it to 200. You have to treat a couple of bouts of malaria. You have to run tests. Before you know it, over 70, 80,000 is gone. You still have to eat. You have to pay for electricity. You have to pay rent. Even if it's one room you are staying. How much is rent of one room in Lagos today? going to the thousands. That's why you need to open your eyes and look for leaders that understand the poor. These are vestiges of a failing nation. I'll take some calls. 0818 099 1991. I think you can call us, so you can try WhatsApp. The number 0818 099 1991. You can try calling that number on WhatsApp. I don't know what's happening. The phone line is not funny, but you can call us up on that number. Let's hear from you. Yes, let's hear your side of this conversation. You can also send messages on that number 0818 099 1991. These are the vestiges of a failing nation. See, see a message somebody sent to me. It says, my brother help me. I did Europe without papers since 2008. Life no easy. I just did do black work just to survive small small. They manage. But what my brother go do? This my brother do me betrayal. He carry the account claim as his own. Collect my ATM. I go back. They go talk say no be my name. All the things I work for all lost. Please help me. That's a message that was sent with French number. Was sent from France. Was sent from France. You can see the lives Nigerians are leading, suffering, in pain, in penury, in problems, in chaos. That's the life they are leading. And the truth is, this pain never goes away because there's so much penury. There's so much pain. There's so much hopelessness. This person tried calling me. Let's try to call them back. Hello. Okay, we're trying to get them back. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening to the network I would normally use for this line. It shows no service. And it's been in a deplorable state for a while. Maybe for the sake of this show, I have to get a quick number to use so that we can at least get to interact with people this morning. It's a very sad one. But don't give up on us. You can still call the WhatsApp numbers. You can still try to call the WhatsApp numbers. 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. That's the number to get us on 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. You see, there's a particular network in this country That doesn't just work. I don't want to call them out so that they will not say, oh, Rufai is damaging their brand. They have subscribers. Most of the subscribers are leaving that network. But it doesn't just work. That's the network we have for this phone line. But today he's showing no service. No service. Somebody is saying here that a regional system of government, if you have regional system of government with corrupt politicians, you will even suffer more. You will suffer more. That's the level of what they call regional suffering. So you will suffer more. You will suffer more. If you have this level, you will suffer more. If you have this level of corrupt leaders, you see, the most important thing is let's all collectively ensure that these leaders, corrupt leaders, start to change their mindset. If they don't change their mindset, we are not getting anywhere. And how do we change their mindset? Accountability. 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 How do we hold them accountable? Let's all condemn evil. Just imagine a governor that can't secure his state, threatening another private citizen not to come to his state. And people can come out and be accountable and say the way it is and say what you have done is bad. Some people are still even trying to support him from his own political party. When are people going to learn to draw the line? What is bad is bad. Can we put politics aside and say that you have no rights to tell another private citizen that they must inform you before they come to because they are the chief security officer? But when they are killing people in your states, when insecurity is going on, they are kidnapping people in your state, you don't find solution to the matter, then you are not the chief security officer. You are not the chief security officer. Eh? So if we don't have a society where we can collectively condemn evil, irrespective of where you are, the society will not move forward. In the society where some people are still supporting, somebody came out today and said, he must tell us before it comes to our states. He must tell us before it comes to our states. I can't collectively live a society that way. I can't collectively live a society that way. There are many things that we have to condemn that we are not condemning. And that's why evil is reigning. There are many things that we have to condemn. In the same country, a particular ethnic group was told all sorts of words during the election period. The police said, no, 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 they are joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. And guess what? That evil was still meted out on those people. So it was not a joke. It was a threat made, and the threat was carried out. But we turn a blind eye to evil because it's in our favor. And we start to see the repercussion. We start to say, oh, nobody told us the truth. Yeah, we speak the truth. Let's say the way it is. Let's say the way it is. Because you cannot build evil and expect God to shower his glory and mercies on you. Oh, we have a hello. Hello, ma, from America. How are you? Been a while. Where have you been? Madam Ann from America. How are you? Where have you been?
I've been to London to see the king.
You've been to London to see the king. The king now is in London. How are you, ma? Bless you.
I'm fine. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, very well.
Hi.
Go ahead, ma.
Thank you for all you thank you for all you do.
Bless you.
I thank you for the message that's strengthening us every Sunday.
Yes, so
Poverty has become the weapon that the leaders are using to put the people where they want them to be in order for them to become instruments for them.
mm-hmm.
And it is sad. A lot of people collected those money, those gifts during the 22-23 election. But right now they finished it and we are all suffering.
Mm-hmm.
But now we are heading to 2027. The suffering has multiplied. So what are we going to do?
Mm.
Because it's only when we are able to put ourselves to that understanding that this gift we collect and vote the wrong people or rig for the wrong people will not solve our problem. So as a people, we all have a role to play so that come 2027, we'll be able to elect the right leader. Therefore, we must all be our brother's keeper.
Yes.
We must. It's a must. This is a collective effort.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we believe or not, we already, even though we've not declared it that we are fighting a war in Nigeria, but we are fighting a war. Because look at it. When we calculate the number of people we are losing every day, every week, every month, in our various states compared to Israel and Iran, which one is more? And even more than Israel and Iran that declare war. Then when we now talk of this security that is happening in our nation, and we are losing our beloved one every day, and our governor, our federal.
Oh, we lost that. But it's true. It's true what you're saying. It's true. It's true what you're saying. And it's a very sad one. It's a very sad one. That we have a society where people are not telling the truth. Evil is reigning. We don't understand that whatever we do will be judged by what we do. So it's a sad conundrum. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, what's your name? Oh, we lost that. It's a sad conundrum we have. We're not telling ourselves the truth. Evil is reigning. We're not telling ourselves 0818099191. We're not telling ourselves the truth. And we don't understand the ethos of how to build a society. Our lives have become a life in chaos, a life in mess, a life in penury, a life in pain. That's what we grapple with these days. And a society that doesn't tell itself the truth can never grow. A society that doesn't introspect will never be able to see light. So the earlier we start to tell ourselves the truth, the better it is for us. When we don't, our lives keep on revolving in a place of pain. Too many calls coming in at the same time. I'm struggling to pick them. Wow. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Today,
Eh?
my name is Blessing, calling from UK.
Your name is Blessed from UK. Go ahead now.
All right. Yeah, there is. Yesterday, I saw past a video on Facebook where a man was actually begging for regarding his child that the child was sick and he took the child to the hospital. When they go to the hospital, they require for a blood test, and he was willing to give his blood test, but at some point, I don't know what the doctor told him, and then they asked him to go get a blood test, like, and he did. And they did script the blood test before they gave the blood test to the baby. So at the end of the whole, because the story was a bit long, so to cut it short, the private hospital infected the baby with HIV.
Wow,
So
so sad.
yeah, the video is online. I saw it yesterday. I couldn't. I was crying. As a mother, I had sleepless nights over the issue. I said, what is happening right now is the public hospital is trying to intimidate and oppress the young man, and claiming that using them that is the cause of the whole story. They want to just silence him. So he needs help. He's crying for help. He's crying for justice. So the hospital and the person is the owner of the hospital is threatening him that he has sort of he got lawyers and all of that, and
No problem. Let us get if we can get the details of that case, we'll take it up. We'll take it up here. That's what we are here to do. Hello, how are you? Great to have you. Morning.
Yeah, we appreciate your patriotism.
Yeah, what's your name, sir?
Yeah, this man from Okota.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us, sir.
Yeah, I want to talk about what that governor said concerning people just coming to a state with a permission. So it means that this time around, every citizen now, before you wake up in the morning, you go and get call and call everybody. Please, I'm around you. Before you begin the state, you say, please, the governor is using
Let's not even talk too much. Let the governor go and ensure security in his state first. His states, they are kidnapping people now. Let him go and ensure security in his states before he start to talk that people should not come to. They should come and tell him. All of this is the mockery of politics. And when you look at the capacity of people that get into political power in this country, you ask question: what nation are we? What nation? Because our leaders reflect who we are. Don't even talk too much about. Let the governor go and ensure security in his states. Let him ensure that people are not kidnapped in his states. I have a friend that is from his state. If he wants to go to his village, you have to pack popo and police for protection. You can't drive as anybody in society now without packing police and mopo. You should go and secure his state first. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. Let him go and secure his state first. Let's even see the result of what he can do in his states. Well, it has to tell somebody somewhat what to do. It's just been a challenging time with phone lines this morning. Very challenging. Let's just still not give up on us. 0818099191. The phone, the network of that phone line just went off. And this is the thing we complain about. A network service provider does not provide network. Where's the National Communication Commission? The network has been, if they are not providing network, can't we delist them or mop them up? They don't give service. And we buy we buy credits. A network in this country is just gone. See. No service. See, you can see no service. If not because of Wi-Fi, how are we going to access things? So people that are on their network now, they will lose business, they will lose enterprise, they will lose a lot of things. No, we can't keep saying evil and expect the grace of God to reign on us. As we go this Sunday, I pray God will bless you. He'll give you favor. His peace and grace will shine over you. You will have peace on every side. And the peace of God that passes the understanding of man is your portion in Jesus' name. Amen. Bless you guys. I really appreciate you all. As I said before, you said you've been living on this piece of land for 15 years, right?
Yes, I've been living there for 15 years.
For 15 years.
Here with my family, yes.
Okay.
My family for 15 years. And it's an estate,
What's the name of the estate in Ogombo?
Said he presented one sheet of vote that they own it. Then when it's, when you take community land, the community will not say the money that it should settle them, that he cannot just come and take their land like that. That he should settle them. He now said, but I'm giving the people this part. People should take this part. Omonile said, no, they don't want to take the part. There are about 5 families that made up this Omonile that they don't want to take. He should go and give them money. And what they want is money. They say he should sell and give them money. So Fala was like, okay, you people should go and tell them, let them come and buy it. Let them go and get somebody, a developer who will come and buy it over for them. Then they can sort out the person. One Mr. Rotimi, they brought in one Mr. Rotimi, Alaji Rotimi. We were discussing with the Alaji Rotimi, everybody, we're having meetings and everything. We said, give us documents. We need a document, a documented agreement that we don't want to pay in money. And tomorrow another person will come up again and say the land is their own and all those things. So, Alaji Rotimi was the one interfacing between us and Solatinubu then, They were talking, and even they now said, okay, some of us will start making commitments. Some of us paid, I paid money too.
Okay, so I want to ask you, all these 15 years, you don't have any government paper to show that you own the land, but you claim that the Fola Tinubu has the CFO of the land. Why is it that you never got any government paper in these 15 years to show that you own the land, your own space?
Yeah, okay, we went to the family. The family said they are in court with some people claiming to take over their land. But apparently, what they gave us was just deed of assignment. We said we want to register our deed. They said they are in court. That once they are done with the family that they are fighting with in court, that will take over, they will give us documents to register our title. And it's not as if I'm doing all of us here. We agreed. We've been having meetings, we've been meeting with them. They said that we should just calm down, that once they are done with the issues, that they will give us attached global decision that we can use and then get our land registered. And we didn't have problem with it.
But how come, you see, the question I keep asking is, how come did the Fola Tinubu have his own CFO, but the family could never produce their own CFO before they sold to you guys?
That is what the family is asking, because there are 5 families according to them. We bought from Tisu, there are other Oguleye and all those things. And the is saying, if you said we sold to you, give us receipts that we gave you when we bought this land. So they don't know how that CFO came about.
Okay. So secondly,
because they are the one fighting over this land. Who's the Upper Ogombo? Our Ogombo is fighting as well for the land that they never had any agreement that people should go and demolish people's house. So how come they went ahead to go and demolish people's house?
Okay, so when you and Fola Tinubu are now, you started having conversations about this land. What were those conversations like leading up to this demolition?
Okay, when it was clear that they should use my own, that we should go and meet with him to see how we can rebuy my own land. So if I met with him, he now said that he's not ready to collect piecemeal from people. That what he will do is that we should go and get a buyer. That if we get a buyer, the buyer can incorporate us. Or if he gets a buyer, he will bring us with the buyer so that we can see how his own buyer can incorporate us. That was the agreement. And we said no problem. We brought a buyer. And the buyer went to go and do research and said there are a lot of legal issues on this land that they will not, and his financier said they cannot go ahead. And I explained to him that these people said they cannot go ahead, that they noticed that there are a lot of legal issues on the land, But what if I see another person and see how we can go about it? So now he didn't even call, he did not notify me, he did not notify my bosses that are talking to him. He just sent them to come and demolish the house.
So you and Fola Tinubu, you already have a conversation before now, right? You have a binding agreement.
I met him twice. Not just
at what?
I met him twice.
At what moment did you meet him? On what occasions? Can you tell us more about what transpired in it? Do you have any minutes of the meeting taken or any recorded minutes of your agreement?
No, because I didn't have anything. I didn't record the meeting. You understand? So it was the first demolition, I think around May, on May, sometime in May when they did the first demolition, and he was asked not to demolish my own. So my boss arranged for me to meet with him, and he gave me an appointment to meet with him in Federal Palace. I went with my friend. So it was my friend, my husband, and myself.
So
we
you
met with him at Federal Palace.
So you say for Latin is your friend?
No, I said my friend.
Oh, your friends. Okay, your friends went with you.
Yes, three of us. Yes,
Okay.
Three of us went to meet with him at Federal Palace.
And what did you discuss in the meeting?
Yeah, we discussed about the house. They said he was even surprised that they did not demolish my house. Okay, what do we do? I said, okay, can we pay? We want to rebuy the house. Since he said that we want to sell, that the owner of everything. He explained to us everything, that they've taken this other one, there is no survey plan yet, but whoever that wants to buy, they can use the person's name to get the survey plan, and there is no document. They can help the person because they have power, they have connections with power to fast track documents for the person. I said no problem. But what are we going to use for search? He forwarded one survey plan that is not registered. Even the person I forwarded it to, he said it's not. He said yes, he's aware that it's not registered, but he can work it out with anybody who wants to buy it to quickly get a survey plan for the person and make sure the person gets documents within 6 months. So we said no problem. He said I can go and look for a buyer. That already has 2.4 billion on the table. So whoever that will buy will match that 2.4 billion. I said no.
2.4 billion for what size of land?
It's about 4.2 hectares.
What shows there?
But Lekki Garden took out of it. They have not, because he cannot attack Lekki Garden. Lekki Garden took about 0.8 acres.
Okay.
Hectares. And so they didn't go to Lekki Garden, but he felt that we don't have power, so he can intimidate us. You understand?
So, go ahead. So after
in that meeting, he said if he gets a buyer, you understand me, that he will call me so that we can have a roundtable meeting the way we're having it that very day with the new buyer. So that if the buyer said, okay, don't worry, I will incorporate you, he will not pay straight to the buyer, that he doesn't want peacefully, that he wants to collect bulk money because he has already paid the family. So the land now belongs to him. You understand me? He paid the family ahead. That said the land now belongs to him. So he will sell the land and I'll take the money. I said, okay. And I brought somebody. I called him, we had a meeting again with my own buyer. My buyer proposed to buy for 1.8. He said no. That then he came with his lawyer. My buyer proposed to buy for 1.8. He said no, that my buyer should try and match up 2.4, that he cannot do anything below 2.4. So my buyer went back. I said I should get document for search and all those things. He said there's no document for search and there is no survey plan, but he assured us that he will get those documents for him, that once he buys the place, that he will use his power to make sure that they give him, what do they call it? They give him a survey plan, and within 6 months he will get COO for the place. So my own client said no problem. But when he now bought his financiers, the financiers said no, they shouldn't put hand. There's a lot of court cases on this land. Now once he puts hand and gives him money, that the money he will spend coming out of that case will be more than what he's paying him in that I shouldn't get involved in it. And I sent him a message that my client said he's not buying, that he's backing out. But in case I come across another person, that I will fall to him, that I even have somebody who is not in the country that wants to buy. And once the person comes back, I will let you know. He said no wahala. Not for me to this morning.
So did he ever call you and tell you that he was going to send anybody to come demolish at any point?
He never called. He never sent any message. Nothing. He never did. If I had called, at least I would have been discussing, I would have discussed with him further now on it. He never did. I can send you my WhatsApp message.
So when you reached out to him when the demolition happened, what did he say?
I called him severally this morning, this today. He didn't pick my call. But my boss was able to get somebody who wished him. Overheard that he said he offered me money and I rejected it. I don't know when he offered me money, or I don't know what he was just telling them. And people were saying that he told them that he offered me money and I rejected. Nobody, he never offered me 1 naira. He never. I was the person that sent him message last, and after that message, he never called me. Last like a month ago. I've not had any conversation with him. He has not sent me any message. Nothing.
So I'm so sorry about your plight. And what we'll also do is we'll also like to hear from him, so that he too can tell us his own side of the story, so that we can hear both sides of the story. But hope you're keeping well now with two of your houses demolished in just one day in Lagos. I mean, it's a very sad one. It's a very sad one, and I'm so sorry. But please, at first, your health is first, because it is who that is alive that can fight. I'd like to encourage you that all hope is not lost. It doesn't sound like it, but it's not the end of your world. This is a setback, we understand, but please, this is not the end of your world. We'll also reach out to many sites. As long as this interview goes out, then I think other sites too will be able to, talk about it.
Issues and all that, and considering the fact that you are still in Labour Party, the last interview, you mentioned that as it stands, you're still in Labour Party. Sir, please, I'd like you to, give us a headway, because, we just recently, Dr. Mo, who is close to you, also just emerged as the candidate of,
I'm not hearing you again.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask this question now. Looks like we lost Charles there. But speaking of Ibrahim, sir, I asked him this question earlier. Critics and even some of your supporters have described you as too calm, as too measured in a country that's facing deep crisis. For instance, at Emmanuel underscore June wrote, "Good day, His Excellency, hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. I have trust in your leadership and believe in your selfless leading. But you're a man of non-violence. How are Nigerians sure that 2027 will not be business as usual as far as this political game is concerned? And the next step is we should go to court. After that, everything ends there. So I'm asking you, sir, are you ready to be louder and more forceful when necessary based on what some of your supporters actually want you to do?"
Well, let me tell you what my supporters tell me. We will do things differently in 2027. We will not be violent, but we will make sure that the vote in every booth counts. If our people in every booth had insisted and done the right thing, we wouldn't even get to Abuja before the election is concluded. So let's do things properly first, and that we are trying to put together. And I assure you, we will put it together. That's where we want to be. We want to make sure everything is ready done first before we get to Abuja to be able to insist on the right thing. We will make sure we get it right before we get to a stage where we are not going to be violent, but we are going to be strict that the right thing will be done. And I assure you will see it happen. Because we will ensure that people are in every booth and are not going to allow what happened before to happen. And that is where we will start.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
But oh,
Can
go
I?
ahead,
Okay.
M6.
All
Go on.
right. Hello, sir. Bola Tinubu has made us understand how quickly you can further destroy a nation in a very short time. One gaffe speech at his inauguration literally blew up inflation in seconds. On the flip side, Good governance from Alex Oti has also shown us that 24 years of decadence in a state can literally be fixed in the same 2 years that Tinubu has given us ineffectual leadership. I'm asking a simple question, sir. Give me three things you would look into or take serious in your first 100 days in office. Because I need you to understand that when you get into power in 2027, for instance, you literally will have no time and Nigerians will be on a shorter fuse with you than they possibly were with Buhari and or Tinubu. So in 100 days, what will be three things you would focus on that Nigerians will start to feel better when you get into power? Thank you, sir.
Well, very simple. You bring civility and order in governance. How from day one prioritize security of life and property. Prioritize critical areas of the measuring development, which is education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. And you said to me, no, that is not achievable. Not that something you can start from day one. How do you prioritize them? You start by cutting the cost of governance and ensuring that resources are being rechanneled as quickly as possible to these areas. You start by ensuring that you fight corruption head on from day one. From day one, if you have zero tolerance on your own for corruption, your family and everybody are not involved. You start channeling resources into critical areas. And it's not something you can go far away to know how it was done. That is what I did in my state. That is what led to my impeachment. Because the people didn't understand what I was doing. Because from day one, I started cutting cost of governance. From day one, I've done it in every folder where I showed 3 reasons why I was impeached. Refurbishing office, refurbishing my lodge, ensuring that Anambra State, under my watch, does not have a governor's lodge in Abuja, shutting down office of First Lady, using in my first 1 year, the cost of my travel was less than 20% of what was budgeted. I can go on and on. And then went into securing the state, which was very tough. For the first 2 years, it was tough. Very, very tough. For me, I must say that. Going into education, again, it was tough. Going into pursuing areas of health and rural roads in order to open up to fight poverty. When people talk about me and poverty, I can only say, go and listen to Magnus Pakol that was in charge of fighting poverty. Go and check my records from European Union to UNICEF to UNDP. At least that is better spelled that in 7 years, because that's 1 year I wasn't there, in 7 years, we were the best state in Millennium Development Goals, we started 8 years before we joined. So there's no hanging fruit. For example, somebody said now, whether I'm still in Labour Party, they can do. If I'm involved, one of the things I must be able to do to bring about stability in our polity is to ensure we have a strong opposition, very strong opposition, that the state will ensure it functions well, supported well. The party must be supreme. The party is more important. We need parties that will make it be worthwhile, that will be respectful, and be able to ensure that we bring in changes that will make our opposition strong. I will fight for proportional representation in the parliament so that the opposition can be stronger, and I'll consult them. Because about nation building, you will see it happen. In other places, it happen.
Hello, Your Excellency. We're losing you, sir. Okay. It just sounded faint a little bit.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, it's clearer now, sir.
Yes, go ask people, go ask them in Anambra State. I work with the opposition. You can go ask ACN, which is the party that our president had then in Lagos. Go and ask Governor Fashola when they came to Anambra State to campaign for Governor Chris Ngige. I gave them my staff vehicles to go for that campaign. I provided them with security to go and campaign. In the election I'm running, Chris is campaigning against me, against the campaign. Go and ask Governor Juzo when he came to campaign for his party. Sauche Kunife, it was me who gave the lunch after the campaign. He granted press conference in front of me, saying that I've done well, that Uche is coming to repress me. I was standing beside him as he was doing that press conference. I gave them the vehicle to come and do that campaign. I can go on and on. When Obasanjo came to Anambra State to campaign for Njuba, I went with him to the campaign, and they were announcing that I'm going to go. I didn't quarrel with them. My House of Assembly, because it was PDP, under Obasanjo, hold vote of confidence against me. I said I'm not doing well. I didn't quarrel with them. When I was impeached, I came back from impeachment. They said the speaker must go. I said he must not go. Everybody said you're crazy. I said no. We must have stability. People have right to oppose you. You must build a system that works. That's what I want to see at national level, where I can call the opposition leader on phone and say, we have a crisis in this country. Come, let's discuss how we are going to solve it. And we start solving it. That's leader. That's what it should be. People criticize me every day. Even people who are younger than my children, and I call them on the phone and say, how are you? I like what you said. And go on. It is not that when somebody says something, oh, the man is useless. So that is what I'm saying.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We will be bringing speakers up shortly, but we'll just take a question from the panel before we do that. Mommy B, are you ready?
Yes, thank you, Gloria. Sir, I mean, you've touched upon LP, but the angle I'm coming in is quite different. People, especially those in government, have cited your inability to claim, because well, I'm not saying that's the case, your inability to manage the issues in Labour Party. as being some indication that you are unable to, would be unable to manage Nigeria. And more recently, they have given examples of, we know that Dr. Mo has recently emerged as a candidate for ADP. Obedience want to know, sir, what's going on? Do we have a political
Uh,
hold, or we are looking for another one?
Madam
Thank you,
Bolale,
sir.
Madam Bolale is like a man who has, is like a man who has now, he has heard where they knock down a building and says it belongs to an unknown person. Those who are telling you that are those who mismanage the party. I have been in a party crisis as a governor. And when he got to the, when Yaradua heard it, he called the INEC chairman and said, I don't want problem in any party. Labour Party problem, I said it publicly and everywhere, can be traced directly to governments. They are the ones causing the problem. And I've said this repeatedly. We have even gone to court. The court have given judgments. Why haven't the government agency come out and said something about? Why can't they respect the rule of law? What country do we have? Where we have a country where the president said he is happy that the oppositions are in disarray. That's the type of country we have. I will not be happy that the opposition is in disarray. I will ensure that it's fixed. That's why I gave you an example of what I was doing in my state. Go and ask PDP people. In my 8 years of being governor, I work with everybody in PDP. I work with everybody in any other party. Go and ask them. Anybody, go and ask them whether I'm quarreled with anybody. If there's a problem in any other party, I just gave you an example that I was campaigning with Chris Ndige as governor. His party said, we are coming to Anambra State to campaign against me. I accompanied them, gave them my official vehicle. When Jonathan, Governor, President Jonathan came to campaign for Tony Moye, who is now a senator, asked him, it was me who took them to Obi of Onitsha. In front of Obi of Onitsha, President Jonathan was telling him, I'm here as PDP, then we came with the Abga governor. We were not quarreling. Today, me and Tony is working because we had peace. I used to visit him in his house. I used to visit all of them because that's what it is. I will bring peace and stability all over Nigeria, and I will ensure that the house of the opposition is peaceful. We want a Nigeria that will work. I will serve with oppositions. I will consult them. I will discuss with them. I will visit them. I did it in Anambra State. You can go and verify that. Ask anybody. Ask Ben Obi. Ask anybody. They were senators. I served Anambra State with 30-member House of PDP. I did not have one member. Senators, 3, PDP. All the House of National Assembly member, PDP. And there was no issue. Only me is governor from another place. Every other person is PDP. There was no single quarrel. Maybe House of Representatives, I think I have one person also to know my own constituency. There was no quarrel. The other ones were all from opposition party. But we remain calm. That's what I want to see in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And we will be bringing speakers up in just a bit. I will go over those rules again so that this can be as smooth and quick as possible. Again, don't forget to retweet this space. Click on the arrow on the screen right now. Click share via post. And that way you can put it on your timeline, send it to somebody If you're not following us on X, I have one question. Why would you even do that to yourself? Go ahead and follow us. And we're not just on X, we're everywhere. And of course, we're streaming everywhere as we speak. All you have to do is click on the link in our bio. Our Linktree bio will show you, or the Linktree link in our bio will show you everything in one place, from Facebook and X, formerly known as Twitter, to Instagram, to YouTube, even our official website, parallelfactsnews.com. All our contents live there. Just hit the link and stay connected with Parallel Facts on a platform near you. All right, now we're going to be bringing up speakers, and here are the rules around this. Okay, please let's keep this as smooth as possible so that we can be considerate of other people who have been waiting to speak with Peter, with His Excellency Peter Obi. First things first, ensure that your hand is up. If your hand is not up for too long, we will assume that you want to move on and we will remove you. And that way we can allow other people come up. Keep your questions to 2 minutes maximum, please. We're just trying to move through this very quickly. Keep your questions as short as possible. If it's too long, we'll have to mute your mic and then we'll have to bring somebody else. So please work with us. Huh? Thank you so much. Another thing is, again, get straight to the point. No insults, no disrespect. This is a community space. Let's keep it very respectful. All right. Now let's take the speakers. Beautiful flower. Wow, I love that. Beautiful flower, you have the mic.
Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. Yes, so my question is, I think I'm not sure if the silence from Honorable Peter Obi is strategic or if it is weakness. So I'm going to go straight and ask on that, really. So some critics believe that your strategic silence creates a bit of uncertainty, as we're seeing, opposition or the ruling administration sort of, coalesce together. So why is there a delay in the response of a roadmap? Are you open to coalition or are you running as a single candidate? Thank you.
I've answered this question. I'm involved in the coalition. I said it. And I give my position in the coalition. So I don't know what they're saying about. Are you involved in the coalition? Are you involved in this? I'm involved in the coalition. But remember what I always say. In the coalition, we have to, as we move on, we're just beginning. As we move on, we know what exactly are we going to do. I think people are asking this question, in what I call sinister move. Let's know what Peter Obi is planning. No, I'm involved in coalition. I believe that every meaningful Nigeria at this time should sacrifice, I use the word, should sacrifice for the sake of Nigeria to ensure that will bring about good governance to Nigeria. And I've never been in desperate mood or desperate for anything. What I want to see is a Nigeria that works for everybody, especially reduce the suffering of Nigerians. So I'm in the coalition. But remember that while we are in the coalition, trying to adopt a party, we in Labour Party, who think we are in the right side of Labour Party, we are now seeing the holders of Labour Party, where the neck people are still pursuing the resolution of our party after the court judgment from the independent electoral body. By the time we got there, we will still be talking with our partners in the coalition. Because the coalition is a partnership of people who mean well. And I hope that will remain so to the end. And I will always respect it. So when people say you're not decisive, I don't know how decisive again I'll be if I say oh, I'm involved in this marriage. But remember that there's a possibility that the marriage can develop a problem. But as long as the marriage remains with respect, with responsibility, with sacrifice as married people, I've been in it. I've been married for 30 years because over 30 years, there's a sacrifice. And as Stevie said, I will be in it forever. So if there's no sacrifice, we're not going to. If tomorrow I'm not on my own, I have people I'm leading, I consult them. I'm not one of those leaders who go and say, hey, I'm in charge. Because you cannot be in charge as a leader. You are leading people. You must at all time listen and respect them. So they are also part of the coalition. So coalition is not Peter Obi. Coalition is Peter Obi and those people that is leading. Those people are serving, which includes most of you. I need to consult you. I need you to know what we're doing. For now, we have issue in Labour Party where we don't know whether independent electoral body will even take candidates from us. We're happy that the candidates in other places have been concluded. But right now, we don't know what they're going to do. We know we're on the right side, but in Nigeria, we've seen people who are on the right side, who are honest, go to jail when the criminals are moving around. So we don't know which side they're going to take. So if anybody comes to me and say, I want to contest the election, my answer is yes, because I want more good people to be involved. But since we don't know where we stand, you can join social party while we try to resolve our position. Because right now in the coalition, we are trying to adopt a party, but we know that in the future, other parties will work with us. But in order to have a place, because if the leader then says, I'm happy everybody's in disarray, he will ensure that everybody's in disarray. So we're trying to do something. So we don't know when this disarray will stop.
Thank you, Your
We
Excellency.
want people to work in any way they can, and we should support them because they're good.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Hello, Ripple. You have the mic. Go ahead, please.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, Your Excellency. Um, Globally, we have Africans home and abroad in the diaspora on the continent, looking up to African leaders like Ibrahim Traore, young as he is, exemplary as he is, to wonder, does democracy actually have, the answer that we're looking for? We as Nigerians, we, especially on this particular platform, we're still honoring democracy, regardless of what happened in the elections. But because of the fact that we're getting killed, the floods are killing us, the bomb blasts are killing us, hunger is killing us. We're dispersing the land, we're traveling outside of our land. We're curious to know, how can we start to prepare for the 2027 elections? Aside everybody having good spirits, faith, harmony. We also need a plan. The most rampant question that has been asked on this platform tonight is which coalition, which party. That is because we as a people, we want to know how to align behind you. So my question now is, what campaign tools can we start using currently? How can we start putting the word out there? Because if we are not receiving direction from you, majority of us would think we're doing things for selfish reasons. There have been people within our midst who have started to question your authority, who have started to question the things that you do, the campaign style that you have chosen. The opposition is using a campaign style that is of a psychological warfare type. Are we allowed to use that? Because we can use the same tools, but if we do not know if you're comfortable with things like this, then we cannot be
What type of
sure
tools?
if
Can
you're
you
going
give
to
me an
back us
example
in
of?
the future.
Can you give me an example of one of the tools?
Okay, Mr. President. Sorry, you're my president, so that's what I will call you. We have a TikTok app. It's an application. It's called TikTok. And on that application, you have millions of young people who are constantly on a daily basis being subjected to media of the current sitting president of the FCT, who is not supposed to be in power, and displaying him as though he is a drug baron, displaying him as though he's someone who is corrupt but still in power. That is an example. Media tools that have been created using AI, user generated content using AI, that are not even created from actual videos or clips, to portray an image as though someone who is illegitimate can indeed still rule a country as powerful as Nigeria. That is an example. Thank you, sir.
Well, I will not be part of going to do what is wrong. I will not be part of going to portray somebody for what he is not. I will not be part of using AI or wrong tools to be showing people, calling them names. You have seen my politics. I don't call people names. No, never. And I will not do it. If that is the only thing I will do to be able to be president, capital no. I want us to criticize issues. I want us to say where we are better. I want us to show what we will do differently. I want us to live a civilized, civil life where public are conduct and everything. When I say that the president of Nigeria should not be going on holidays at a time like this, go and write it down that it be as president will not to go out to St. Lucia if Nigeria is like this for more than 2 days. But I will not even go at all. I can tell you. I want to go to holidays in Medugri. I want to go to holidays in Sokoto or Zamfara and ask them, how can 100 Nigerians die in 1 day? Who is killing them? What did they do? We're at war, and we must face the war. That's what I want to see. I don't want to go to holidays. I want to go to holidays when I finish serving them. You don't go to holidays when you have a war. And I do not see anything. We are not going to even to establish a cultural link, because the people you're going to establish link with cannot follow you to war front. Nobody visits a war front. If we are looking for Nigerians who are sold in slave, we fixed Nigeria and they came. The whole of America, including their stars, Kenya for first time. And they were happy. They said, we are going home. We are fed up of America. Steve Wonder, everybody they came here. Today they can't come. As governor, I hosted the Jacksons, all the Jackson family. About not Michael. I hosted his brothers. Tito and Co. They came to me. They said, we want to come home here. But they can't come. Nobody will follow you to the war front. What people do now is to tell you, oh, it's in Boronu, it's in Zamfara, it's in Sokoto. Please, it is in Nigeria. And I want us to face it. That's what I'm talking about. So it is not about us saying, oh, there's a weak opposition. There's no opposition in Nigeria. If you want to have an opposition, I'll tell you how opposition works. Opposition works in South Africa. It works in Indonesia. The reason why it works there is that there's what you call proportional representation. In South Africa, after election, in Indonesia, after election, if you're a member of ANC, if you're a member of any party, after election, Indonesia, and most places, and you defect, you lose your seat immediately. You can change your party during the election, but after election, you stay with that party. And it is the percentage you have in election that you get in the National Assembly. The leaders who contested election like me should be there leading their people. In Nigeria, people are voted into Labour Party and they give you all of excuse. They go to them and say, we are going to give you money. When are we going to stop this, Nigeria? I will make it stronger. I will not allow one member of another party defect to my party. You must stand with your party. It will not happen under my... I want you to go and check that. Yes, it might happen under me in the past, but I worked with PDP people. I was close to them. Go and check all the house members that were with me. They were in PDP and I was working with them. I didn't have to go and tell all of them, I'm going to give you money, come and defect. How? No, they're Nigerians. Today, we go and shut down everywhere, celebrating opposition to receive people who are coming to our party. When did we go to Benue anywhere to celebrate and stay with those who died? Mourn with them. Which country is this that we're celebrating when people are dying? We're happy that people are moving their party. No, we're not talking about the dead.
Thank you,
Hello,
Excellency.
Your Excellency.
Go ahead, N6.
Gloria, please, I just want to ask a question. Hello, Your Excellency. Good evening.
Yes.
There is a very important question a lot of obedients want me to ask you. So I'll beg your indulgence. In October of 2024, in July of 2024, the breaking news read, Peter Obi sues Bayo Onanuga 5 billion naira for defamation. Bayo Onanuga had dragged your name in the mud with lies and pure defamation. When you sued Bayo Onanuga, from that time till today, he has not mentioned your name again. If he has, it has never been by way of defamatory content. As an obedient, we then see pictures of you at an event with Bayo Onanuga, taking pictures, smiling, and as we say in Nigerian parlance, shining your teeth. We on the streets of Nigeria are fighting for a new Nigeria. We are cutting people off, friends and family, for telling lies and gaslighting the nation. Some of us are even connected to the Tinubus and to the APCs, and frankly speaking, if we didn't care about Nigeria, we'd plug into them and make whatever money we can at this moment. But because we believe in you and believe in what you stand for and believe in a new Nigeria, a lot of us are facing this opposition as it is opposition. So I want to ask you, sir, when you go around hugging, taking pictures and selfies with people who have defamed you, insulted you, put lies on your name, dragged your name through the mud, who have left a Google imprint of lies against your personality, your character, and even your service in public office. How do we how do we handle this issue, and what would you say to us on how to handle this issue
My
moving
brother,
forward?
my
Thank you.
brother, my brother, I hear you very well. But let me now tell you about Mr. Peter Obi. I went to 90th birthday of the publisher of Vanguard. That was my first time of meeting Brian Onoga. In fact, if I see him on the road, I wouldn't know who he is. It was actually there that they told me that it's Brian Onoga. Eh? So,
Sorry, sir. Could you repeat what you just said now? Sorry, you skipped for a second. If you see him on the road, you wouldn't what?
he heard me. I attended the 90th birthday celebration of Vanguard Publisher. And there I met the person called Brian Onoga. If I meet him on the road, I wouldn't even know who he is. But I was told there it was him. But let me tell you, if you know me as Peter Obi, I'm never annoyed with anybody. I laugh with anybody. I just told you that the man who impeached me called me names when I came back for impeachment. The House moved the motion to remove him as Speaker. I said, not under my watch. He will remain the Speaker. The man who moved the motion for me to be removed, who moved the first motion, the man who seconded it, within months of that, had a burial in their house, in their places. I attended them as governor. My dear brother, I disagree with people. I laugh. I pray for my enemies. But I pray that God blesses those like you who are suffering. I pray for my enemies to change. That is what I do. Anybody who had told you that Peter Obi was fighting anybody, no. I made somebody governor said I should stop coming to the state. Go ask anybody. When he had problem with EFCC, I wrote a letter supporting him. In the case, his lawyers are hearing what I'm saying now. I wrote a letter supporting him. No, there's nothing Peter Obi will gain from going out there, quarreling and fighting with people, breaking people's head. The day I was in my brother's house that was being knocked down, I kept taking the people working there. Can I have opportunity of meeting whoever sent them? Can I visit the person in his or her house? And that's what I look at till today. Let us have an amicable settlement. There's enough.
So, my leader, sorry, let me just.
I cannot go about. I'm pleading with you. Please, let's remain as same as we are. Every single day, I criticize what is wrong with this government. They reply me. They call me name. Don't look at what they are calling me. Don't look at defaming me. That's what they are doing with me. Let's see if we can solve the issues. People calling me name or calling me anything, my brother, to me, is far, far irrelevant to me if they can put on the table of sovereign Nigerians. If we don't put it
Your
on here,
Excellency,
yes.
Your Excellency, sorry to interrupt you here, but you said something that I need one last clarification from you.
Yes.
If this is your disposition as a gentleman leader, that is fine. But I want you to consider two things and then further explain to me. First consideration, All your examples are from a Nigeria that worked when you were governor. But that Nigeria and this current Nigeria are under two different leaderships. They are under two different dictatorial styles of presidencies. So I worry, are you not sure that your old trusted formula that worked for you before might not be working now? And then, two, this nice disposition, all fair and
Let
good. Hold
me
on,
ask
sir.
you a
Hold on,
question.
hold on. I love you, sir. Hold on, I'll be done in
No,
one
no, don't worry. Go
sentence.
on, go on,
This
yes.
this disposition, while it is all fair and good, and while it works for you, I worry. Are you sure it will work in Nigeria when you become president and APC has had 10 years destroying the economy? Buhari put us in 77 trillion naira debt before leaving. Bola Tinubu has currently put us in 2 years of his tenure. You're going to have a massive amount of people you might need to jail or investigate for huge corruption from the APC. I worry about your disposition. How would you then seriously deal with a lot of these traducers if you're cool with them today? Explain that to me, and then that's my last question. Thank you, sir.
Being being friendly with people have nothing to do with dealing with the law. It is two separate things. That I'm friendly and laugh with people doesn't make me to be. If you don't know, ask people when I was governor. I I did not just laugh with people who are public. When they had somebody like a criminal called Ofaku that we had to deal with, I visited him in his house when he was caught because I wanted to know why. I visit people in prison. I want to know why. I want to learn from them why they're doing what they're doing. That has nothing to do with the law. If you are corrupt, if you are corrupt, if you did what is wrong, the law will enforce the law. But remember what I said in 2019 when I had an issue of debate as vice presidential candidate. You cannot close your shop and be facing thief. Yes. What I need to do is to stop Nigeria from bleeding first. Stop Nigeria from wastage. And then I will go back and deal with those issues. These are two separate things. And somebody called me an idiot, which I'm not, called me a thief, which I know I'm not, called me religious bigot, which I can tell you, and God in heaven knows I'm not, called me tribalistic, which everybody knows I'm not. These are the things they are. For example, I wrote today a question about the president traveling to St. Lucia. The reply from the presidency used the words mischievous, wicked. What are they calling that? No. What I said is facts. I just said not at this time. So if somebody calls you name, you don't go and start, oh, because they call you name. No. My disposition remains that I'm a leader. I have to be different. I have to have good and private public conduct at all time. It is important. Very, very important.
All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Our defense,
Oh,
let's,
go ahead, sir.
let's remain strong on our demand for better leadership.
Thank you, sir. All right. Just a quick announcement. Here at Parallel Facts, our website, of course, is parallelfactsnews.com. In case you're not aware, we have a reach of over 500,000 active viewers across 150 plus countries and
Yeah,
2,000.
can we
Sir?
hear from other people? Somebody other
Yes.
people. Well, they
Yes,
want to hear from them.
we
Please.
will bring them. We will bring them up in a bit, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Thank you.
You're most welcome. So we do have viewers across over 150 countries and over 2,000 cities, and we're a highly sought after digital platform, not just in Nigeria but in the entire diaspora. We have over 120,000 followers on all our platforms combined, and we are growing very strong and very quickly. So if you want more info on advertising with us or doing business with us, please send us an info or send us an email info@parallelfactsnews.com. I had to throw that in, please. Thank you all so much for your patience. Please allow us sell our market, and we appreciate you all so much. But now back to the programming. All right, Mr. Makanaki, I know your hand has been up at this point. I know your hand is paining you severely, but you finally have the microphone. Please take it away. Ife, you'll be up next.
Yeah, good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, everybody. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Of course, my sister, my hands has been up for a while, and obviously it has been paining me. But I kept it up there because I needed to, say something. Your Excellency, sir, I do not have any questions for you. I just have some words of reassurance and encouragement for myself and my fellow Nigerian people on this platform. I know a lot of people have so many questions to ask, but I have a few things to say. So, I'm from Abia State originally, and Abia State is a state that for over 24 years, corruption has become a norm. So, we took a step and a bold one to make sure that our votes count this time around in the last election, which has Dr. Alex Oti as the governor of Abia State. And I can categorically tell everybody on this platform that Dr. Alex Oti is the most performing uh, governor in Nigeria currently. And all hopes are not lost. A lot of people, like myself, believe, a lot of Nigerians believe that all hopes are lost in this country because of the things that have been going on for so many years in the past right now. But I am here to reassure everybody else, like myself, that all hopes are not lost. We used to think that way back in Abia. We used to think that way until we got it right. I'm telling everybody right here, if we get it right, we will see that paradigm change. There's going to be a paradigm shift in the modus operandi of governance in this country, because I have seen a lot of people are saying, oh, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is not, a radical person. He's not fit to match these people energy for energy. But I am telling you, people, you are wrong.
Go ahead, Your Excellency. Did you want to respond to that?
Yeah, thank you very much. The only thing I've add is that you would have told them also, Governor didn't have to kill people. He didn't match those people. He didn't shoot them. He persisted. And that is what we require. We need to persist and insist that our vote will count. That's what other people did. They stood and insisted that their vote count. And their vote counted. That's what we needed. It, the difference will be clear. It is not for us to start fighting when we should come together and insist that our vote must count.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All right, guys. Initially we said 2 minutes. Please, in the interest of time, we know some people have to go to bed. Thank you all for your patience with us. But please limit your questions now to 1 minute. If it exceeds 1 minute, we may have to mute your mic. If Salako, you have the mic.
All right. Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, everyone. So I have a few questions. We'll just go to them straight up. So first of all, we've been talking about coalition, and sorry, I have to go back to that, but I just need a bit of clarification regarding that coalition. Is there a is there a timeline to these coalition talks? Can we know? Because it's we're just anticipating. Today it's, oh, Peter Obi is part of coalition, tomorrow is Peter Obi is not part of it. But it's good that we've heard from you now that you're part of
I
the
don't know.
coalition.
Okay, go on.
Yes, I was saying that it is good that we have heard from you directly that you're part of the coalition. So that solves that part. But my question number one is that, is there a timeline to these coalition talks? And do we know when we're going to know exactly what it is about the coalition, the party the coalition is going to fly on? And, that is number one question. The other, the other part of the question is that, I mean, of course, people are saying a lot of things, here and there. I and I know a lot of people believe that with this coalition talk, it has to be a coalition that will produce you, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, as the presidential candidate. Peradventure, this did not happen, as it were. Are we looking at alternatives? Are you going to run as an individual candidate on another platform? That is the
Okay.
second part of the coalition question.
If I,
This
please, one question at a time, Edakun. Biko.
Okay, the coalition, let me tell you, when people say at the time Peter Obi is part of it, at the time is not. From day one, I've always attended all meetings of the coalition. I've always, unless I traveled, I've always attended, and whenever I have issues, I discuss it with them. I can tell you, coalition is the one that's going to produce Peter Obi. We have not reached that stage. When we get to that stage, we discuss that. But the coalition is us coming to work together for the sake of the country, to save the country. We have not reached stage where it's going to this person. I believe that the people who are coming together are the same people that want to work together for the interest of the country. That is my belief. And if that is the case, I believe that there will come at a time all of us will sacrifice for the country. That's the way I see it. They will come at
okay.
a time we will sacrifice for the interest of the country. And at that time, we will know, because we're going to say, who do we think? How do we think we can proceed to ensure that the best among us emerges as the candidate? I've seen people say, coalition adopts P2P, or coalition adopts KK, coalition adopts this person. No, we've not reached that stage. I've told you now, the coalition wants to adopt a party, and we're going to do that very soon as our party. But remember that other parties are going to join. The reason why other parties haven't joined is that there's problem in other parties. As they resolve their problem, we will all still come together, because the coalition is basically for future elections. That is why we said, those who want to run an election, you cannot go now and want to be candidate or one of the parties that are having one form of internal problem or the other, because independent electoral body can disqualify you. So I am part of the coalition, and I want the best for the coalition. I want the best for Nigeria. I want the best for the obedient group, because they are struggling for struggling Nigerians. But I cannot tell you, oh, the coalition must be this or this. It don't give such condition. in politics. You have to work with other people. You don't even give it in life. You have to work with other people. So it's for us to ensure that we do the right things. All that I tell all Nigerians that want things to work is let's stay on course and do the right thing. Let's stay on course. I'm committed to it. That is why I'm working hard 24 hours. And I assure you, like I said before, our vote in 2027 will count. Those who refuse to count it, I said it, we will ensure that they count it.
Thank you, Your Excellency. At I am underscore musty, you have the mic.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Peter Obi, and good evening the audience and the moderators. I have basically 2 to 3 questions. Number one questions. Someone asked you that what are the
Sorry,
key
Mr. Musty, please reduce it to one question, please. One question, 1 minute, please. Please.
one
Thank you.
question? Okay, no
Yes,
problem.
one question per for everybody, 1 minute max, please. We're just trying to get as many people as we can. Thank you.
Wow, one question. Okay, no
You
problem.
yeah,
Okay,
just wrap it into one. You can do it. Come
no,
on.
no,
I
no,
believe in you. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no problem. All right, Mr. Sir, you made mention of 3 major problems that you would like to address: insecurity, education, and you say health sector. And my question is that how exactly in fact you like mentioning, or rather I love mentioning, that northern part of the country is endowed with agricultural resources and prowess all. How do you exactly going to kind of utilize, or rather make these things viable for people, to make them accessible, and revamp the agricultural sector in the northern part of the country? And also the insecurity that you said the lives of the people is the most important. And what do you think is currently the problem? Is it that the current leaders do not care about the life of the people, or what they are doing currently to solve the problem of insecurity, they are doing it wrong? How exactly are you going to, or what exactly do you think should be done to solve the insecurity problem and to revamp the agricultural sector of Nigeria? Thank you very much.
Well, the agricultural sector, I can tell you today, they actually with insecurity. The more you secure the country now, the more farmers will go back with clear, implementable policy. This has been done all over the world. You can turn around the agricultural sector. As for the insecurity, it's a combination of so many things. I will not answer you in space. But I'm sure you have seen where a former IG said for 5 years, Anambra was secured. We need to give it the required attention, the required resources.
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. All right. So, Damsey, you'll be up next. Budget, you'll be after him. Please, if you are ready to speak, ensure that your hand is up. We appreciate your cooperation. Damsey, you have the mic.
A very good evening, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Lewis, for having this space running. Very good evening, Your Excellency. A lot of persons have been asking to know. Of course, we know that there's no coalition without the name Peter Obi. Peter Obi is the coalition, and the coalition is Peter Obi. But if it does happen that you won't be on top of that ticket, and somehow the coalition, of course, a group of persons, a group of people coming together for a purpose, and they say they want you as vice, is there a possibility of you accepting the opportunity, or you prefer to go on against the whims and caprices of the ruling party, and with a destabilized and not an unorganized opposition? Is there a possibility of you remaining with the coalition if you are not on top of the
Which,
issue? Thank
which
you.
I can answer you that question, but unfortunately I can't. For now, and I've told you, the coalition is not talking about who will be what. I will do what is for the best interest of the country and what those who I'm leading and following me want. I don't discuss such thing on my own. Few times leaders have acted as if they're alone, as without consultation, as if they never follow fellowship. I told you that as a president, I will be firm. I will do the right things, but I will also govern by ensuring that the governance will not be supply driven, will be demand driven. I'll listen to Nigerians. That's why I'm going to start by securing them, making sure that what I do is what Nigerians want. That's what I did as a governor. And I'll do what I promised.
Father, millions of obedience. We like to have an idea if the dream is still very much
No,
possible at this time, even if.
that's what I'm saying. For me, for now, we want to come together. It's not something that is ahead. When that time comes, you will see me, I'll consult. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've never done anything without consultation. In my last attempt, if you were one of those who were close to me, you know that I consulted before I left PDP. I didn't just wake up in the morning and say, I will do this. And if I became president, I wouldn't have just be announcing things without consultation. Before I make that announcement, there will be due consultation. And we will have a clear roadmap how we can manage it for the interest of Nigeria. So if I come to a place like this and interview and say, oh, I must have the ticket, it's not fair. I'm working with other people. I'm going to come them that I'm the best. That's how you do politically. That's how you do things properly. You go there and sell yourself and show the reason why it should be you. That's how I'm doing to Nigerians. I'm marketing myself to Nigerians. I try to tell them what I'm going to do. Somebody asked me now what I'll do differently. I told him what I'm going to do. And that's what I promised in Anambra State, and I did it from day one. From day one in Nigeria, people will see the difference when you say you're going to cut cost of governance. You cannot tell people to fast when you are feasting. If you tell people to fast, you fast with them. Nigerians will see me fasting with them. And they'll see me put food on their table. They will see me ensure that the children remain in school. And I work hard to see that I can provide health care, because national, our insurance coverage will be increasing annually, and people will see it. People will feel it. That's how it is done. But I'm not going to tell you here like people will say, I'm the best. Other people are useless. What do you want me to say? So, my dear, help. Let us have a new Nigeria where people respect others, know that they're in partnership with others, and do the right things. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Budget, you'll have the mic in just a bit. And Dr. Udo, you'll be next. Please, guys, remember one question, 1 minute. And if your hand is not up on the speaker panel, we will have to drop you so we can make room for other people. Because if we don't see your hand up, we assume you're not going to speak or you're not ready to speak. All right, Mr. Budget, you have the mic.
I greet you all. I greet you, Your Excellency, the host and co-host. Mine is what are your plans, sir, for the natural resources across Nigeria? I know you have always spoken about cutting costs of governance, which I agree with you 100%.
My,
But
my,
your plan or your plans for the natural resources of Nigeria across the country,
financial
because
resources. What do you mean?
the natural resources we have, the gold, the precious stones, and all that, the wealth of this country under the soil, sir.
We will manage the wealth of this nation very efficiently. But remember that I've always said the greatest assets of this country is our uncultivated land. That is
Yes, I agree with you on that.
that will help
And
us, number one, to feed our nation, which is the highest cost, which is the highest contributing factor to our inflation today. Number two, have products that will feed our industries for manufacturing, especially manufacturing for export, in order to manage our rate of currency. Today, it will shock you that several of our ports are filled up with containers. If you want to ship goods in Nigeria, it costs you more because ships with containers to Nigeria do not have anything to take away because of, and will ensure that we do whatever it is to manage our resources very efficiently. We will make more money from agriculture than from oil. Oil is the diminishing assets. What I would do is ensure that those who start stealing our oil, mismanaging it, stops. We will work with those who mean well in that industry to bring it back investments there, ensure that oil works. I know today everybody wants to be an oil, every president is oil minister. I will not be. I will make sure we have a certain minister. I will be in charge of all ministries without attaching myself. If that the ministry I want to be minister of, it is minister of security. I want to secure the country. The rest of manage efficiently their resources. I have done it at a state level. I've done it as a private citizen. I've done it in corporate world. Go and look at the cost of institutions where I was chairman. Go and look at the state where I governed as governor. That is what I'm going to do at national level, where I'll manage the resources efficiently, ensuring that we invest in education, we invest in health, we invest in pulling people out of poverty. The more
sir,
thing we need to do.
sir, I like your response. We're on the same page.
Uh,
But I'm even pushing the narrative to the fact that across Africa currently, we are seeing how African nations are beginning to take back the control of their natural resources. And it's not just about oil. I'm even shifting the narrative from oil. Nigeria is far richer than the oil we are focusing on. So we are looking at a position whereby we will have a kind of over overhead count of what we have on the ground, just like
okay.
Congo, Ghana, and the
We're
rest.
going to do,
Okay. Thank you,
we're
Budget.
going to do that.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
We're going to do that. We're going to do everything. I've managed the state resources very well. And I'm going to manage natural resources very well, ensuring that I put people out of poverty, especially in the north, ensuring that people go back to school, especially in the north. Our human capital is a huge resources to this world. I just came back from America last week. It will shock you. They were inaugurating a county executive. She told me that Nigerians are very, very resourceful. They are the best they have in education, in health. Are fully united from Washington to Lagos. The person in that plane told me that a Nigerian doctor saved the mother. A person in that plane, he told me, King Makilia. Her name was King Makilia. He said,